Hello, good morning. It is Miss Ferrer here. No corny jokes for you today. That is Miss Couture's job. But we are here to learn some beautiful, beautiful things about the short stories we have been learning so far. I hope you are ready. You had some breakfast, watched some TV while you're eating, played some video games. Let's get into it. But before we begin, I learned some tricks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. So, bam. So far, the things that we have learned, I am updating this as we go because we have learned a bunch of things so far. So, everything you should already know, perspective, the author or character's attitude toward the topic. Author's perspective is what the situation looks like from where the author is standing. This means you need to look through the eyes of the author or character, right? I also asked you on Monday a bunch of questions in terms of gender roles, gender identity, and then I added gender expression, right? So, gender roles is the idea that men and women should behave a certain way because society deems it appropriate, right? So, in A Room of One's Own, Virginia Woolf talks about the fact that women were so afraid to just write that they would write something and then they would burn it or throw it out, right? Because that wasn't the woman's place. They should mend the stockings or check the stew, right? Gender identity is a person's personal sense, right? Their own sense of their own gender. Okay, whatever that is up to that individual, it is their own personal identity. And then last but not least is gender expression. It is how, wow, my handwriting is horrible, how a person outwardly shows their gender identity. So this is through clothing, this is through hairstyle, this is through makeup, this is etc. Right? This is through however someone wants to express their gender, how they identify. So these are some things that we've learned so far. For today's objective, you guys are going to be able to compare and contrast the main character's perspective on gender issues in the excerpt and short story, A Room of One's Own, oof, and a mistake, and Boys and Girls, right, by Alice Munro and Virginia Woolf. So we will be focusing on these two short stories and just trying to get down to the nitty gritty of the two short stories for a while because I really want you guys to understand what is being said, what Alice Munro is saying, and what Virginia Woolf is saying as well. Okay? So, your day now. When reading either A Room of One's Own or Boys and Girls, I want to know, what was your initial reaction to the readings? What were your thoughts on the stories? I just want to know what you thought initially, just reading the stories. Like, what's the first thing that popped into your head? Okay? Take a moment, answer that question. Cue the theme, possum. Okay, and we're back. Thank you. What did you think? For me, I thought it's interesting. I don't know why I chose these two stories to teach you guys, but it's interesting that I decided to choose two Caucasian women, right, from the past, one Canadian, one in, and I think they're powerful. I think they're powerful in their own ways, in terms of like these are women who are going against the normal way of writing. Virginia Woolf doing things that she shouldn't have been doing, right? And Boys and Girls, her just being very honest about her own past, Alice Munro, about her own past and what she experienced and how she believes if that's true or if it's not. She just does it really well in these short stories, right? So that's my initial reaction to the short stories. I hope you guys write down yours. Please let me know. Email me. I don't know. It's up to you. So in order to get into our second mini QPA, which is a Socratic seminar, we will talk a little bit more about that pretty soon. You guys need to dive a little bit deeper into the two short stories, A Room of One's Own and Boys and Girls. So I'm just asking you guys to write a summary, right, of both of the short stories just on top of your head. What do you know about them? Then we are going to, because this is the prompt that we will be focusing on, compare and contrasting the two short stories. I want you to compare and contrast the perspectives of the narrators in both of the short stories. So for A Room of One's Own, right, on the left-hand side, you will tell me all about her perspective, the narrator's perspective. On the right-hand side, it will tell me all about boys and girls, the narrator's perspective. And then the middle, of course, it's a Venn diagram. You will write the things that are similar between the two. You will do that, right? Just brainstorming it very quickly. And then now looking at the similarities and differences between the excerpt, A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf and short story Boys and Girls by Alice Munro, write a paragraph that highlights the similarities and differences in narrator's perspective gender issues. Provide evidence from the text, right? So this is gonna kind of push you towards your last project, which is QPA, so be prepared. Just write it out using evidence from the text. Now I want you to tell me what you see and how do you think that impacts both of the text. And that is it. We are going to continue diving into the short stories, A Room of One's Own and Boys and Girls, so that you guys can truly understand it. Okay? And stay tuned. I'm very lonely on Tuesdays and Thursdays, ladies and gentlemen. Please visit me on my live YouTube sessions. A period from 9 o'clock to 9:20, B period from 9:30 to 9:50. Come visit me because I'm very lonely, and come ask some questions about what you need to be doing. I hope everyone is still working on their first mini QPA because it is due. I want to grade some things. I'm very bored over here, so make it happen. And that is it. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.